Good morning, everyone. We're becoming a daily channel. Nah, don't count on it. But I did think that we could do a bit of variety here and have another sort of scenario showcase. And this one is called World Blood. It comes in sort of two versions that were popular back in the day. There's this one where it's just sort of a flat world with just lots of building room. You'll start in the same sort of spot with these 5 workers. And the other one is an actual sort of map of the world where you can land in the continents, and there's a lot of chokes and stuff that can be held there. But this one tends to be a bit more chaotic just because you've all start next to each other. You start off with these 5 workers. Let's speed it up a bit. And you start in tech level 1. After about 3 minutes you get tribbed resources, which you can just basically have infinite resources to build units and buildings. And the objective is to get more kills than your opponent and concede less kills to them. With certain kill thresholds, you get sort of tech levels introduced. So you go up to tech level 2, 3, 4. And obviously these are big power spikes with the sort of upgrades that you can utilise to your units. By the time that you go T2, you've probably got like 100 troopers, and you can turn them all into just normal troopers, and get like the range bonuses and stuff. So it's a big power spike. So it seems that 2 of the players sort of disconnected out of this. I've watched through 48 minutes of this. This is a really long game, so hopefully it goes the whole way, but even if it doesn't, it should have enough action to actually properly showcase what this scenario is all about. So I'm in the green here. We have Deadeye, who's quite good at scenarios. Agency Seeker, we've got Pinto in the orange, we've got Dave Risk in the red, and it's basically just turned into a 3v3 here. So we've got sort of 2 sort of fronts developing. You can see they try to build backwards and just put the units out the front and sort of trade and maintain this position. We need to get the infrastructure up just so we can sort of spam the units. Because he's got the pressure on me, I've got like sort of cut off from the command center that I got halfway built, which means we get less workers to properly snowball our buildings. Over here we've got Risk and Pinto sort of battling out. It seems that Risk has almost got on top of his production there, but he is stabilized. His ally did have this command center, but he's actually left the game, so they can't really make use of that as a sort of turret, per se. There'll be a little bit of maybe stabilization here where we get stuff together. But we do have yellow offering to feed the blue player here and get him to T2 before me, which could be bad for us. Bit of a nasty little choke here for Pinto, but it seems that Risk has decided to walk right into it. And you see only like 3 or 4 units can fire there, as opposed to 8 on this side, so it's a terrible place to fight. He's almost repeating the same mistake. Some crazy mounties out of Risk here. I'm not too sure what the angle is with those. He tried to sneak a power core, I guess, but they're kind of just free kills when you've got this many troopers. You see that we're pushing back Deadeye here. We're starting to pick off kills. Apparently there's a bit of game lag there. Not sure what Lord Death is up to here, playing a bit of city build in the corner. You can see that I've gotten tech level 2, so after 50 kills you get T2 on this one. And getting those troopers will be amazing, but the biggest sort of unit power spike in T2 will be getting the Padawans in, because the sort of, I think it's 2.5, 3 shots against the trooper, but they've got lots of health, decent armor and stuff. They're quite tanky units. And because you've got infinite resources, you've got no reason not to build them. So it looks like Risk is almost over on this position. Some crazy power droids out of Pinto there. You can see that I've reinforced this side a bit, now that I've got T2. And I'm looking to push there as well. This choke is not going to help them. So we're fighting on 2 fronts at the moment. Pushing back blue. We're just delaying while we get these Sith temples up so that we can get those Sith Padawans out. That's some nasty micro there from me. That's resulted in a lot of kills for nothing. Managed to get a bit of an arc here and sneak round Risk. I'm not sure who's trading better there, to be honest. Problem is we're giving him 2 players worth of kills, whereas we're only sort of splitting the kills on our side. You've got to be wary of these types of things in this, because it does end up just being like an element of math that if, say, it's 2v1, then one player's getting like a ton of kills, but the other players are only getting like half the amount of kills. So if he hits that sort of power spike, he could just wipe both armies and then just be indomitably ahead of the other players. Crazy spam on this side. I'm not sure how many kills it's going to be for tech level 3, but that'll be a huge one, because then you can get air units, you get strike mechs, artillery. Huge sort of unit power spike. You see both players are just, so it's 250 kills, and that's risk hit T3 now. They'll have a huge amount of units out at this moment because he's had a big trade, but when you can get like Sith Knights, and he's already got all these mech factories pre-built as well. What genius. We're sort of fighting two players here. That's Pinto gone to T3, so he should be able to actually hold this back a little bit and compete. He too has got his mech factories pre-up. Absolute big brain players right there. I've ran out of space here, it would seem, and I'm just sort of heavily on the Sith, just holding my position. To be fair, I am 2v1 there. Holding's fine. So you can see all the strike mechs are coming in, the Jedi. Pinto's not looking too good here. He's definitely struggling here. It's going to be very difficult for him to get the right units out as well. I think he's in big trouble here. There's on our side, we've got these heavy troopers and we've got some upgrades on them, and I think they're really helping kill off the Sith Padawans here and get this pushing up. You can see that Shadow's putting some turrets down as well, which is smart to sort of hold the position a bit longer. But we've thrown out a shield as well, which basically just doubles the health of the units, which is huge. I think Pinto is absolutely spanked here. He doesn't have anything out, and that pressure from Risk is starting to push into my side as well. We have won this side though, so we might actually have to sort of redistribute our forces into Risk's sort of half of the map, which he seems to have conquered, and try to take some of the pressure off of Pinto there and let him build back up. Because if we can save him, it's great, because it's infinite resources, so he can contribute. It's not like he has an economy to manage or anything like that. We're really getting on top of these players, and you can see that Risk's actually pushing up here. He's building a fort, and he's brought his strike mechs over, and then he's starting to push into our production here as well. But we've got our knights, and we're throwing them in, converting some units, and try to push them back here. At the same time, I don't think that these players have hit T3 yet, just because they're sort of splitting my kills, and the kills that we get from me got even harder as well, because the units get more health. The knights are absolute tanks. I've hit tech level 4, because I'm basically fighting 3 players at the moment. So we should be able to get some great units out if we had any space. I think at the moment I'm sort of whining about having no space, and that Risk has got the entire map. Like, look at his production. He's got 5 of everything really. And there's even this little space here for Deadeye to get units out. But we can just go as Sith Masters, which are huge. They can convert any basically any unit, other than the sort of fortress units. Bounty Hunters. And if we get enough of those out, we should be able to push them back a bit. But we are going to need to get space, because the best unit that we could be making is going to be assault mechs. So I think maybe we should just kill off these troop centres and replace them with mech factories. Don't know if I'm that smart, but I would hope so. We have got a lot of troopers out, so we've upgraded them to repeater troopers, which will be great. They'll kill off these Jedi really quickly. These will trade pretty well with all this, just because they've got so much hit points and they do so much damage. I mean, at this point, we're just sort of trying to hold this off so we can kill this side and then take the space. I think Pinto is just still not in this. He's just hanging out. Well, he's snuck a command centre over here and a fortress. You can see that Risk's being a dick and throwing his Jedi in to kill power cores. The troopers are sort of falling apart here. They'll need to be replaced with something a bit meatier. Some random pummels coming out from Mr. 5 of every building. It's a bloody tricky game. I forgot how fun these were. It's just like constant action. Especially when you get going like this. We've got a huge amount of Sith coming out here. I need to try and convert a bunch of stuff, maybe. Convert his Jedi Masters. It looks like we're maybe actually just doing a run on the power cores. Try to hold the production down a bit. So we're splitting them up, going for each power core. They'll die really quickly. No matter how many upgrades you've got. And that'll sort of slow his sort of transition to Jedi here that he wants. He's got all this air. What is he up to? Nutter. Is he hoping to bomb all the buildings and stuff? We're going to have to build like anti-air turrets everywhere. You wouldn't expect someone to be doing that. It's a fanny. Is Pinto back in this game yet? Oh, ever so slightly. He's got some mech destroyers, some bounty hunters, and some strikes up there. The problem is he's got these prefab shelters in his the area he would want to build his units. Dave and his ale. These guys have really turtled up on this front. They just want to hold me there, sort of starve me out. But oh look, we are smart. We have gotten rid of the troop centres for the mech factories. That's good. I'm not a retard. Killed a lot of these power cores just to slow them down. It'd be a nightmare for him to go around and replace them all. He's still not done it. All his units are sort of just sitting there, and a few here. They've gone very, very heavy on the anti-Sith Masters. So if we do get a transition into assault mechs, it can catch them off guard a little bit because they're not expecting that. I mean, look at their army composition. It's troopers, some knights, bounty hunters, strike mechs. Same it on both sides. Like none of that's going to counter assault mechs. So we're converting the Jedi Masters as well, which is good because we just get the extra units there. It's not like we're anywhere near to being capped just because we don't have enough production. And here come the assault mechs. We're just going to smash through this side, hopefully. We've got all these forts as well, which are great to hold position. Get the bounty hunters out to complement the assault mechs, because Jedis getting on top of them or converting them are kind of like the only sort of real counter that they could throw out. Mech destroyers aren't going to cut it just because there's so many assault mechs. I mean, it'd be a 1-to-1 trade ratio, and assault mechs are always going to come out on top there. Here comes Risk's crazy air, pushing on to Pinto here. Getting sort of Sith knights thrown at the units there, but they will kill them when they bunch up and chokes and stuff, because it's just a huge amount of damage. I've actually ran out of Nova. That's insane. Do you not get tribbed extra resources in this, or? Wow. That's mental. I didn't think that was possible. Maybe you don't. I think in the other map you get tribbed like all the time. Oh, there you do. It's just you get paid 10,000. Okay. So at this point, actually outspending the infinite resources that it's being given. Just because we've made so many assault mechs and so many Sith Masters. Might need to rely on our allies to give me theirs, since they're kind of just 3v1. It's a bit annoying that some of the buildings are catching the units from coming forward. But we've definitely made a lot of ground here. And if we can get this replaced with reduction, we'll do a lot better. These Sith Masters are kind of just chilling. They're furloughed at the moment. Get in there, convert all these bloody cannons, and are we just going for power cores again? No, we tried to get on top of them, but it's a nasty choke. I suppose they do a lot of damage, they might actually kill it. Assault mechs are doing work. There's so many on the screen. The big chunky AT-ATs. Lay in the pain. If we could just get all of this and replace it with buildings, be strong. Because if we get a lot of mech factories out, even if we run out of Nova, we could just start spamming mech destroyers, which are decent enough. They do decent damage to all units once they've got all their upgrades. They're kind of a good cookie cutter unit. Want more Nova? You're damn right. Oh, take the Nova. I think because we've not been losing units, because this has just been so successful, we've sort of caught up a bit. Oh wait, need more. I must have just spent a ton. What am I doing? I've got 15 and... I've got 15 AT-ATs queued up and almost all of them. What the fuck? Oh well. How is Pinto doing? Not very good. Not at all. Yeah, he's fucked. He's got his little commands out of here. So we did have to build those anti-air turrets. Might need to bring some of them forward with the army. You do get that upgrade with Galactic Empire though, where the AT-ATs will shoot down air. That they've purely added just because of that like scene where he shoots down the airspeeder. It's a pretty cool upgrade, like. I don't remember it being like super good, but when you've got a lot of them, they do just pump air as well. In certain capacities. God, they're beautiful. Look at them. Majestic. Absolutely majestic unit. So the bounty hunter gang still pushing up here. Still intent on murdering Pinto. The punching bag of this game. We've still got some units here, but we don't have a ton. We're really just invested on this front because we're pushing in as well. They are struggling to deal with this. Like GE late game, monstrous. Best mechs in the game. Absolute fucking monsters. They're such a well balanced civ. Like it doesn't really feel like if you compared everything and you talked about like true balance, I would say they're stupidly strong, like S tier, just because they're so well rounded. Because you get the Sith Masters, you get the assault mechs, you kind of get the best of both the forms of bullshit. Decent troopers. They had the heavy artillery upgrade as well. Like they're an awesome civ. Say Rebels and GE are like the S tier. Never thought about making a tier list really. It's because there's never a huge amount of people that are like super go-to at the game, so civs don't tend to matter too much really. Because you do get mostly the same units for most of the game, so the ratios don't really come into it until like you've got late game compositions. But we could say that yeah, the Rebel Alliance speeders are absolutely fucking S tier for any scenario, just because you get those speeders from the fort that just literally counter mech harassment, which is a huge part of the game. So pushing in here, getting buildings to replace, look at that. I'm actually so proud of myself. Still building mech factories. Well done. Fighting these bastards. The bombers are fucking annoying. This reminds me of the Space Mass Force deployment where he suicided all of these into Brat's AA turrets. If you've not seen that game, it is on the channel. It's a mental one. Getting a lot of ground. I don't know if they've really got anything to push this back. I mean, he's still T3 with like shitty confed units, I think. He's getting crafty. What's he up to? There's endless bombers and bounty hunters. Could work because there's not like a crazy. We need. If we just built like anti-air turrets and crawled with the army, we'd be doing a lot. We'd be a lot safer. That's us actually hit max pop now. We're fighting on both fronts. That's great. We've got a good amount of Nova banked up as well. I don't know what these guys are up to. Maybe suiciding? I can't imagine we're suiciding this because we need the bounty hunters. This is Jedi. You see them shooting down the air. See how well they do. They're not reacting on the patrol very well. That's a bit of a bug there. Because they can shoot those units, so why don't they turn and shoot them? What are they doing? I just walked in. Questionable. Very concerned. Cannons are picking up a lot of the buildings here. Bounty hunters are back in. Oh, it's so beautiful. March of the Athats. Majestic creatures that just want to go home. I think we're going to need more bounty hunters. The turrets are awesome here from him. We should be doing the same though. Like, we should really just got like the building upgrades. Just play it like frontline. Lots of turrets and shields and stuff, and you know, keep inching forward. We're probably really busy though, the fact that we've got to sort of rebuild everything, fight on two fronts and stuff. Probably quite fed up at this moment as well, because it's been about an hour of this non-stop action shenanigans. Ah, the Jedi have gotten into the sort of the production. They've got loads of workers. Bring them forward and build turrets. Turrets will smash these. Big counter. Once you get all the upgrades, turrets are mental. Absolutely annihilate Jedi. Oh, this is bad. There's not enough to deal with this, and that their targeting's going for the bombers, and not hitting the mech destroyers and the bounty hunters and stuff. Yeah, we really need to get turrets and stuff down and reinforce it. There we go. Finally. It's like all the frontline memories have probably just hit my brain there. I'm like, oh yeah, turrets. Here come more of his crazy bomber sorties. We don't have enough anti-air turrets split up to deal with it, I don't think. In fact, 2 should be okay with that, with a fort. Pushing in again, but lots and lots of Jedi holding us back here. And it is going to start to get a bit dicey if he hits T4 as well. Just because if he's getting all these pure bombers and Jedi and throwing them at me, and then he's got enough like of a decent composition here, I could end up just like not reinforcing one of the fronts properly and just getting pushed back there, and then it would sort of crumble and snowball from that point. Because you have to remember that he's got a ton of production because he's had all this time to build it up in lots of space. So he can definitely just throw hundreds of Jedi at me at a time. I'll probs crash soon. I'm not surprised. The amount of problems this game has and how long and how much shit's going on in this one. I basically just got Pinto to have to like trade me resources. Like that's his role. He's basically just got to sling me while I 2v1. So unfortunate because he's a great player and he would have been like a great bloody hand as well. It's probably my fault. I shouldn't have sent the troopers over to help him in the early bit. It's probably what got Dave to tech level 2 so quickly. And then to T3. Nice little bit of turrets there. We need some shields. Where's the shields at? Like, if you double their health, they're mad. Shields. Get some shields. He's still T3 because he doesn't get a lot of kills from these. Seems to have thrown the Geos at me. Here come the bombers. Just look at them. I think you're absolutely into getting that upgrade actually for assault mechs when I think about it. Because if you watch how they react to air, it's fucked up. Maybe you just have to micro them and just like keep tasking them back onto the big clumps of ground units, but it seems that air really mucks them up. Wonder if you threw air transports into them, if it would absolutely destroy them. Just crazy amount of assault mechs, but we're 50 pop down. We're not capped anymore. So we are starting to hemorrhage a bit. We've only got 10k Nova at the moment. We're not making any ground. We need bloody shields. He's helped with the anti-air mobiles, that's great. He is sort of taking up some of this space and getting in. I feel like we should be able to smash this side with shields. Like a shield here and a shield here and then just patrol. Bam. dies. Everything dies. It's nice that the bounty hunters are sitting here, because you can't walk through those clouds, so they're sort of like in an unreachable location, hitting both fronts here. It's nice. There's not much to say, I don't know where this is going to go. There's just endless spam. I really do miss playing. It might be in the pack of scenarios that I've got. I'll try and put it in the description if anyone wants to play this with their friends on Vubley or Game Ranger. Because it really is a fun one. It doesn't take a lot, you know, to know what to do. You just sort of start, you build the troop centres and stuff, and you go at it. It can be really long games like this, or it can be really short ones, because one player's just absolutely spanked everyone really quickly. But really love playing World Blood. One of the first scenarios that I really got into when I started playing on the MSN Gaming Zone. Some more turrets. Where's the shields? Pinto, you're smarter than me. You should be putting shields down. Where is it going to go? I don't remember how long this lasts. It could be even like another 30 minutes. I'll speed up a little bit. A smidgen. Because this video is getting pretty long with this. If I can scrub T4, we will win. I don't know. Will we? Asking you, I forget Yellow's in the game. Telling him to send me his Nova, because he's literally just chilling in a corner with some some grenadiers here. Oh, that's nasty. Look at that choke though. This is mental. Like, just to sit here with the assault mechs. There's so many of them. Bam. They have such a satisfying noise when they fire as well. There you go. He's getting the bounties in as well. He's getting back in here. Oh fuck! We've totally. He's got T4. He's got super artillery. Starting to push me back a bit. It's nasty that we lost all this space. We need to sort of reclaim that. And here he goes. He can start throwing heavy assault mechs at us as well. They don't have the same amount of upgrades. You'll notice that they've got about, what, 60 less health. And they get less damage as well because of the Confederacy. But, I mean, they'll still trade decently, especially under shields here. You know, we're not doing well on that front. Starting pushing this side a bit more, but it is risky. He will just infinitely trade us with his crazy production. He's an absolute machine. Right, he's got T4. Beautiful. I think it's purely off of killing Jedis and Royal Crusaders here with his bounty hunters, but he's done it. Hopefully he can take the pressure off of us a bit here. This is really annoying, he's still at this. Yeah, but he's taking that position, he's going to start chimming at us from another angle, and he can form a huge arc down this way and start picking off our houses, our production. We don't want that. Oh, the assault mechs are struggling because they have to keep targeting stuff in front of them. We need shields. Why have we never built shields? Should be able to push this back a bit. He's overextending a little here. If we can just get the units through the bloody buildings and not getting stuck by stand ground anti-air troopers. Like, they should just sort of pick this off quite easily on patrol. We're pushing back a little bit. A bit of a sort of break in his production cycle. He gets the anti-airmobiles. What else can he throw? He can throw out cannons and stuff. And muck about with that. Here comes his air. That looks like a really strong position we've got now. You just kind of need to get this back. Like, this arc would have been really nice for the armies. They're sort of stuck in this tiny bit. And of course, as usual, as I must say every 5 minutes, bloody shields. Build shields. It's so useful. Some bounty hunters chilling in there. Where is it gonna go? I feel like we really are hemorrhaging on this side. Could lose. Told him to get air cruisers out of as many forts. Telling him that you can make air cruisers. No? Okay. It must be a kill thing then, if I can make air cruisers. I don't really have the production for them, I don't think. I can make a couple, like some air cruisers would be good. Oh, just push in. We can do it. Here come the assault mechs from Pinter. He's a real player. It's no longer 2v1, it's 2v2. Out of Nova. And my ally has gone blind. Resign. I want out of this. Get out. Leave. Free me. Free me from the misery. It's an hour and a half of just pure fucking mayhem. Yeah, he's not, he can't keep up his production cycle. Stuff's just getting trimmed. And we've got like complete counters to his units and his composition, everything that makes him strong now. I just need to hold this. And look, he's absolutely bugged himself with his shield generator here. Maybe shields aren't a good thing. Maybe I was onto something. This is why you don't build shields. They're out to get you. They're blocking your units out. You can't be doing that. Get your ally to tribute, because we've won now. Why are you telling them? Oh, just build shields. Take back what I said. So staggered everything here. Agency Seeker's given me 300,000 Nova Crystals, which is good. Patrolling. Oh, it's endless. It's bloody endless. 150 pop, yeah, that isn't good. Are starting to get beaten back. Nasty arcs with shields. Even the upgrades aren't enough to hold that. Oh, the Grens are pretty cool. The problem is that this is like a point that he's holding, and his production's there. Our production is at the point that he's firing at us, so it's almost like getting spawn camped, really. And that's why we're hemorrhaging kills and our population's dropping down. I must say, Agency Seeker has been an absolute lad, just sitting in the game, tribbing us, watching. Because he can't really do anything because he's stuck in T2. Like, taking up space with production would be anything, really. But he is just sending us the resources, which is great. Kill those Jedi. Let's look at how much of the map Blue's actually got in terms of production. I feel like if we do end up losing this, it's that we needed to be more militant about this side. This side was always just going to be endlessly trading with Dave until he burned out, but this was the real win objective, this side. Oh my god, did we build shields? Fuck. auspicious day, this. Oh, we're getting fucking pumped here. Like, they're sitting on top, like, such a better unit composition because they can throw all those bloody Jedi at us. Your lack of nerd is failing. Oh, Seeker's out, is he? I think we're getting pushed back here. Yeah. Oh, look at them. They're overrunning us. I think we did pretty well. If we'd focused on the side more and gotten shields and stuff, I think we probably would have held it, because they're just slowly taking a big chunk of the map from us. And it's just a huge angle. Like, if you put units across it, that's a huge amount of ground to cover. There's no chokes or anything. You need to slow it down. And now that he's reinforced Dave on this side as well, they've got such a good army composition for pushing. And obviously Pinto doesn't have any production, whereas they've got about 70% of the map. The mass air cruisers are here! Yes! The toxic, fuck you. I should have done this ages ago. Maybe I didn't want to do it because it'd be BM, I don't know. Ugh. The thing is, they're so spread out, they're not even that effective. If it was a choke, they'd be monstrous. I mean, I don't even feel they're great when you've got infinite resources. In random map, in a choke, they are, like, end of the game. I think someone's DC'd here, but I think we could probably say that we're definitely dead. We win by default, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. What a hard game that must have been. Don't really remember it, but yeah. To have to sort of 2v1, 3v1 for such a long time. Keep it all together, keep the production up, keep Pinto alive, get him in. I think that was difficult. I hope you've all enjoyed this. This is what World Blood really was all about. It's really fun. Even if you just play random map, like a lot of the skills and stuff that you can gain from this, because you're effectively just doing like lots of army composition, you know, holding chokes and stuff like that, microing units. It's good knowledge to develop if you and to sort of implement into the rest of the game. I think a lot of what made me strong as a player, barring like the obviously sort of like macro stuff that I got down, was just being able to fight people in the late game, because you got a lot of people that can play really well in the early parts of the game, and then late game it all just goes to shit because they don't know what to do properly and don't know what sort of army compositions to build and how to properly micro their units and stuff. And scenarios are a good sort of insight and way to develop that. As always, I hope you're all doing well. Like, comment, subscribe. If there's anything that you would like to see from the channel, please leave a comment. Thinking about maybe trying the new expanding fronts, because I've never really played it bar what they let me test like yonks ago, and I thought it was a bit mental in terms of balance, so I steered clear of it a bit, but could try that and maybe implement some of that on the channel, see what it's like. Also maybe going to be trying a bit of Age of Empires 2 as well, if you would like to see me play that. Leave your thoughts here in the comment section, and take care of yourselves. Wish you all the best. Take care. Bye bye.